Hi, this is Mark Mancini with VRBO Outstanding. This week is part 3 of short-term rental hacks here at our favorite place, Home Depot. One thing I am not a fan of are window treatments. People will wipe their hands on these, blow their nose on them. Yes, they will. Your guest will do this. And it's one more thing to wash, one more thing to take care of. I don't like it. Now, I just like simple blinds. You can get a good brand like a Levelor, but sometimes those things break at the most unfortunate times. So what Home Depot has are blinds that they can cut to size. So in a pinch, if you're waiting for another order, you can get faux wood blinds and they will cut it to the size you want and it will work in a pinch. And these actually aren't bad. In fact, these are cordless. So you push them up and you pull them down and there's no cord to pull. So maintenance free, they work great in a pinch. I've used this before and it works great. Now, when you're looking at faucets, whether it be for the bathroom or the kitchen, you're going to see a bunch of different brands. If you're at Home Depot, you'll see Glacier Bay. That is what we call contractor grade, AKA it is low end, low price, no warranty. It's a 90-day warranty, hence the low price. Spend the money, get a Delta. Deltas have lifetime warranties. If you have any problems with it, you can call them up. They'll send you a new part. They ship out of Indiana. Boom, they'll get it to you in just a couple days. They're great service. We go with all Delta, and Delta also has some offshoot brands for higher end stuff like Lux. They've got Brio and some other ones, and it's a great faucet system. Kitchen, bathroom, lifetime warranties. Definitely spend the $89 over the $34. You'll put it in one time and never have to fart with it again. This is something that should be in every owner's closet of every short-term rental. It's paintable caulk. Now, whether you're doing baseboard or crown molding, anywhere around the bathroom, having paintable caulk is something you're always going to need. You're going to see a gap somewhere that maybe from house settling or something like that. You always want to keep one of these around, and always make sure you seal it after you use it. Seal the top so that you can reuse it multiple times. There's a couple different types you can get. There's clear, there's white. Always get the white and make sure it's paintable, and you're going to use this around windows, around doors, trim, and caulk is your friend. It makes everything look polished and presentable. Ready? Goof Off or Goobigon or Googon. This should probably, and it probably already is in your owner's closet. If it's not, it should be. This is great at getting off any adhesive, any residue paint, anything like that. Anything that's tough to get off, this is a great product to use, as you probably know. Also, in a pinch, if you don't have any of that available, if you've run out, get some gasoline. Gasoline's a solvent. Be very careful with it, but that'll also allow you to get a lot of adhesive material off of an area if you need to. One of my VRB Outstanding secrets is a full-length mirror that should be in each and every one of your bedrooms. You can put these behind doors or on the wall. If your bathroom has a large mirror, that may be fine, but having a full length allows someone to see how they look if they're going out. This is something that I think is overlooked by many short-term rental owners. Some people want, when they go out, to look at their whole presentation, so always try to put one of these in, especially behind your doors. Definitely a good feature to have. Let's talk about number 1 and number 2, our toilet repair section. Now, a lot of you aren't plumbers. I'm not a plumber, but YouTube helps, okay? What everyone should know, the basics with toilet repair. Now remember, the tank that you use your back, if you're sitting down on it, that's clean water. Get familiar with how that thing flushes. So definitely take open the lid when you get some time and note the chain on the flapper, and however, watch it go down, watch the water go down, watch it fill up, watch the whole mechanism. Watch some YouTube videos on how everything works, because you may have to get one of these kits and fix something. To pay a plumber to come out to do something simple like this is often just a waste. A lot of this stuff can be done $15 part, 15 minutes a time, it's really nothing to do. So definitely learn the basics of toilet repair. It's not very difficult. In fact, replacing toilets is really not hard at all either. So believe it or not, they have entire toilet kits with the wax rings, and now they're plastic rings. But assembling a toilet and putting one in is actually not very difficult. Basic tools, half an hour or so, 45 minutes of time. I don't care if you're a guy or a woman. Everyone needs to know how to do this. It's the simple stuff. Ladies, show the men how to do it. I know you can. We're going to talk about garbage disposals. Your short-term rental probably came with one, and that's fine. Let it run its course. But as soon as you have a problem with one, okay, that's fastened in. Try this the third time. We're going to talk about garbage disposals next. Your short-term rental probably came with one, and that's fine. Run it till it dies, but when it dies, don't replace it. It's not worth it. People will put stuff down here that they think could be liquefied and sent down a drain. First of all, they'll send stuff down there that shouldn't be, and then they'll send stuff down there and it'll clog your drains. So I would not replace any garbage disposal in a unit. Let it run its course, and then at that point, just leave it. Don't give someone the opportunity to mess up your drains or your plumbing, because that'll cost you another week or more of rental income when they do that. Now, I've had to use one of these tub kits at one of my rentals in the past when there was hurricane damage. It gives the fresh, new appearance of a bath with minimal cost and also not a whole lot of destruction. This is a very inexpensive way to put in a nice polished look of a shower and bathtub, but also don't forget you can get places that'll refinish your existing one. So if you've got a good porcelain one already in place, they can refinish it and make it look just as new. So look at your different options. Do you have to replace, or can you refinish? So we're going to talk about tanked and tankless water heaters. The most common tanked water heater to get is going to be a 50 or 55 gallon one. The next one up is about 80 gallons, and there's a big price spread to that. I would stick with a 50 gallon. You're talking, it's 40 gallons is $450. The 50 gallons probably just a little bit more than that. Definitely the more cost-effective way to go. With these tank systems, there is a gas or an electric option. Many short-term rentals are in mountain or beach area or maybe lake area where there may not be gas access. So you'll have to use electric, okay? Electric's gonna cost you a little bit more money to run. So that's why the tankless water heaters become very cost effective. The tankless water heaters do take 30 seconds up to a minute to get hot water up to the shower, but it's an endless stream of hot water. Install on them on the tankless water heaters is actually pretty darn easy, as long as you have the right electrical amperage going to that area, okay? So replacing a tanked heater with a tankless is usually pretty easy to do for a plumber to do. Installing the tanked system though, a plumber is something you're gonna want a plumber to do, and the install is definitely gonna be a good $1,000 or so, because they're gonna have to bring a hot water heater to you, and they're gonna have to take the old one back and dispose of it. Even though the install only takes about an hour or two, it's the hour or two before and after that is what you're paying for. Now with the tankless water heaters, again, that's something where they may not last as long, but the great thing about them is they will not break. So tank water heaters will often rupture and get water throughout. Now, if your tanked water heater is on the first floor or outside, it's not a big deal. But if it's on your second floor and that water heater breaks, you're gonna have hot water going all throughout your home. And that's where the tankless water heater really comes into play. Good way to go. One of the things I did at one of my rentals, it was a large rental. It was 7 bedrooms. We held way over 30 people max, is that we had a tankless system dumping hot water into a 50-gallon tank, okay? And by doing that, we had continuous hot water without the lag for hot water to get there and heat up in the hot water heater. So if you do have a large home, something to consider is go from a tankless into a tanked. It provides a continuous stream of hot water that's available without any hesitation. You get the best of both worlds. So if you're replacing your knobs in your outdoor spigot, most of you have something like this, a turn knob like this. What you'll find out is that these often break. They're easier to break. Something that's long lasting are the lever style like this. So this is something you might want to consider when replacing your spigot for outside. Instead of using one of these, use one of these levers. These are definitely the more sturdier way to go. Filters. Make sure your cleaners are replacing these as needed, whether it's every month, 2 months, or 3 months. Now also during the springtime, there's a lot of pollen in your area. You're going to want to do these once a month, but depending on the quality of ones you get, some of these will last 1 month, some will last 2 or 3. Make sure they're replaced as needed by your cleaning staff. It'll be easier on your AC unit, it won't damage it, and also too, your guests won't complain, you won't have dust flying throughout your house. Never forget this. Make sure your cleaning staff knows on a regular basis to replace these. One of the things, if you need irrigation in a small area that's often overlooked, is something called drip irrigation. You can get one of these timers that attaches to your spigot where your hose is, and put it on a regular system just like you would a regular lawn irrigation system. And you've got these small tubes that come off these big tubes. So you run these big tubes off of that timer out throughout your bush system. And off of that big hose, you have these small hoses that have these little misters. And this is a great way, and it's do-it-yourself, to allow you to have misters for your different plants. If you're in an area where it's either too costly to put irrigation out there, or you just maybe have a small area you want to beautify in front or by the side of your house, you can do very easily and affordably just by doing it yourself. In fact, another thing to consider is with drip irrigation, you don't even need these misters. They have these drip accessories, and those are located right over here. And what these do is they drip. So you may have this run for 20 minutes and it drips for 20 minutes, little drops, but it goes right over the roots of the bush. So with this head, you're spraying water throughout the whole area where there's mulch or rocks or whatever, and you're watering things that don't need to be watered. The drip goes right to the root and waters the root. It's a lot more cost effective. Depending on what store is closest to you and which one you prefer, Lowe's or Home Depot, they have different types of cordless apparel, or cordless tools, I should say. If you're at a Home Depot and in the Keys, that's the only thing we have by us. It's about a 45-minute drive each way, but we usually get the Ryobi. This is only sold at Home Depot. It's not sold at Lowe's because they have all the tools here, and the battery fits across all the different tools. So I can get a couple batteries and a couple chargers, and no matter which tool I get, I can use interchangeably with any of these. So definitely stick with one brand, whether it be Milwaukee, which is a real good one, but a higher end one. And this is sold, I think, at Lowe's and Home Depot. Or again, if you're just a big Home Depot advocate, Ryobi's are definitely a more cost-effective brand. And again, during the holidays, they have sales where you can get these. You can buy 2 batteries and a charger and get a free tool with it, or buy 1 tool, get a second tool for free. So definitely keep an eye on the sales. These Ryobi's are good, strong workhorses. I keep one of these drills in each of my short-term rentals and my home, and I've got the batteries that can interchange throughout. Now we're going to talk about mailboxes. No, we're not, because you don't need a mailbox at your short-term rental. If you have one, remove it. There is no need for a mailbox. You're just going to get junk mail because all of your invoices and your billing from your utilities are going to be done electronically. So if you rent your short-term rental for longer than 2 weeks, you should definitely not have a mailbox. If you only rent for a week or 2 at a time, isn't as big of a deal. But again, UPS and FedEx will still deliver. The Postal Service will not. So just tell your guests if they have to get a delivery, UPS or FedEx, no problem, no US Postal Service. And again, more than 2 weeks, or if you do monthly rentals, remove the mailboxes. This way your guests cannot declare this a residence and be a squatter. Thanks for watching VRB Outstanding this week. We'll come to you again next week with a whole new episode. Please hit the like and subscribe button below, and we'll see you then.